She had just gone out to grab a late-night snack, never expecting her hands to start shrinking. At first, she thought it was her clothes loosening, but soon her chest began to shrink too. Her vision blurred gradually, and before long, she had completely transformed into a child. Standing in front of the mirror, she was stunned. She couldn't believe she looked like she had gone back to her childhood. In a careless moment, she knocked over a bottle of red wine. The crash caught the attention of a store clerk, who wondered when a child had appeared in the shop. All of this traced back to a single book, a literary volume given to her as a birthday gift by the bookstore owner. Her name was Inoko. She was a writer who had won a Newcomer's Award at 15. Back then, inspiration flowed endlessly. But by the age of 20, she had become ordinary, and she refused to settle for mediocrity. She longed to return to her youth. When she touched the book, a cursed text called The Reverse Theft fell into her hands. Curiosity got the better of her, and she began flipping through it. The words seemed like Japanese but different, yet she could grasp the general meaning.
雨なるよ、月日のごとく我が思える。君が日にけにお揺らく押しも。万葉集だったかな。昔の人も若返りたいと思ってたってことか。
It was a poem in the book that triggered the transformation, causing her body to shrink and setting off the strange events that began earlier. Inoko didn't go to work, and her phone was unreachable. The bookstore owner grew concerned and contacted the male protagonist, her closest confidant. He brushed off the concern but, after dealing with the owner, sent her a text. She read it but didn't reply. When she did respond occasionally, it only made things feel more ominous. A week passed. The male protagonist decided to check on her in person. The door was unlocked, her phone lay on the table, and there was no sign of a struggle. Then he remembered the cursed book and leaned closer to it. Meanwhile, Inoko, now a child, roamed the streets gathering inspiration. Strangely, her smaller body fueled her creativity. She could write again, oblivious to her abnormal state, until she tried to go home and realized she couldn't remember where she lived. When the male protagonist appeared, Inoko didn't recognize him. A headache hit, and she realized that what she had thought of as rejuvenation was really her body being compressed to child size. Her extra flesh and blood still remained inside. Finally, she recognized him and wondered why he wasn't surprised at all. He showed her the cursed book. It turned out Inoko had fallen victim to a reading curse. The conditions were strict: midnight, moonlight, over 28 years old, and purity of heart, all of which triggered her shrinking. The danger was real. If she didn't reverse it, she could bleed to death. Fortunately, the restoration was simple. She only needed to recite the corresponding poem under the moonlight. Inoko did as instructed, and her body gradually returned to normal. The male protagonist watched intently. She felt embarrassed, but he couldn't stop thinking about whether she was wearing underwear. Her pants were too short. She asked him to cover her briefly, and while he looked down, she seized the chance to run. She didn't want to give up the book, hoping to continue writing with it, though it was dangerous. The male protagonist chased her. Inoko used the curse to shrink again and evade him. No matter how fast she ran, he always managed to cut her off. She cast the spell again, and the side effects became evident. Her face was covered in blood. He pursued relentlessly, breathing heavily, demanding the book. Inoko refused to give it up, even if it meant death. Eventually, he understood her true feelings. Though he was lustful, he was gentle with her. In the end, she was moved by his sincerity.